what is the crime that you want to impeach Joe Biden for and keep this nonsense going? Why? What is the crime? Tell America right now.
You're about to find out.
What is the crime?
You're about to find out very soon.
Welcome, everybody. The understandable frustrations of Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin came to an explosive head yesterday when he confronted James Comer, the Republican chair of the House Oversight Committee, and said, are you guys going to impeach this guy being Joe Biden? What's the high crime and misdemeanor? Tell me exactly, if any of the things you're alleging are true, why haven't you impeached the guy? This is extraordinarily interesting video. We're going to look at it here. And the primary question that I would keep in mind as we review this is, how long is long enough to figure out what Biden actually did wrong, as opposed to dancing around it with hyperbole and conjecture? Let's take a look at this first moment where Jamie Raskin just says, what's the crime? What is the crime?
Number two, I would like my time restored. And number three,
No, you
have not identified a single crime. Well, what is the crime that you want to impeach Joe Biden for and keep this nonsense going? Why? What is the crime? Tell America right now.
You're about to find out.
What is the crime?
You're about to find out.
Name
very
it.
soon. Chair down, Ricky.
Very, very soon. This is starting to sound like when Trump told us in August of 2020, we were only 2 weeks away from his completely new healthcare plan, replacing Obamacare, being signed into law, despite the fact that he hadn't yet announced it. So what I'm hearing from James Comer is that they are getting really super dangerously very close to preparing for the final stage of announcing the home stretch as we work towards a potential declaration of what the crime could potentially, maybe, sort of be. And if that doesn't titillate and excite you, I don't know what does. We've been waiting for years at this point. Now, at another moment during the hearing, Comer brings up that Joe Biden was supposedly bribed with $9 million. And Jamie Raskin asks a really great question, which is, if that happened, then why don't you impeach him for it?
So it's okay. It's okay for, as Tony Bobulinski said, for China to bribe Joe Biden's family with $9 million.
But that's the lie that's been discredited. I mean, where is your impeachment investigation? If Joe Biden took a $9 million bribe from China, why aren't you impeaching him for that?
Well, who says we're not?
Well, I can invite Mr. Moskowitz to come back in. Do you want him?
I can tell you who says that they're not impeaching him. James Comer. This is all a charade, folks. Remember that we looked 2-3 weeks ago in James Comer's own fundraising emails. He's already saying we're not going to impeach. We're instead going to look at doing criminal referrals of Joe Biden to the Justice Department. He still doesn't tell us what the crimes are, but he's already acknowledging in fundraising emails the impeachment is going nowhere. He has already moved on from impeachment and is telling his supporters, we're not going to be able to get an impeachment here because Democrats wouldn't vote to convict anyway. Instead, we're focusing on criminal referrals. Jamie Raskin brings up that endless money has been spent on this. What about the fiscal responsibility? And James Comer goes, no, we really haven't spent much on this.
Office building.
Mr. Chairman.
What business? Did they have an energy?
Mr. Chairman, we have spent tens of millions of dollars pursuing Joe Biden, and you have not identified a single crime.
You are lying. That's
really?
a lie. We have not spent $10 million.
Hey, how much have you spent?
We haven't spent hardly anything.
Oh, it's been for free. Okay. All right. Well, in any event, you know what? Then we get what we paid for it because you got nothing. You got nothing.
It is absolutely true that, listen, if you spent a bunch of money, you've found nothing. And if you haven't spent a bunch of money, you've gotten what you've paid for and that you've also found nothing. And this continued. And Jamie Raskin, at every opportunity, exposing this vapid and pointless fiasco for what it is, and Comer increasingly upset. It's not as easy when you try to do this stuff sitting next to Jamie Raskin as it is when you're on Fox News with Maria Bartiromo. That we're very quickly figuring out.
I don't know
what
who you're
business
talking
were they
about.
in?
Well, what business is the Comers in? You're talking about lots of people. There's lots of people in the family.
I'm a farmer.
Your
I have land.
Your
lease
impeachment
land.
investigation must identify a high crime and misdemeanor.
What did they do?
I'll tell you what Joe Biden did. He was a senator of the United States. Then he wrote a book, and he said he made the most money he ever made in his life, millions of dollars, on his book, and he gave $1 million.
That's
away
what
to
his
charity.
family did. That's why Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Romania, China, Russia, that's why they paid the Biden family money, because of Joe Biden.
None of those governments paid anyone any money.
Somebody needs therapy here, but it's nobody on our side of the aisle.
And then he starts slamming the gavel.
Okay?
Because enough.
No, honestly.
The mention of therapy made him start banging his hammer. These are pathetic people, and these are very much not serious people. They all know this is going nowhere. This has a number of purposes. Number one, they've accomplished nothing, and they bring nothing to the table. So they're trying to play serious investigators, trying to prevent government corruption from stealing your dollars or whatever. And that's Joe Biden allegedly getting money from places he's never gotten money. So this is a way that they counteract the fact that they've done absolutely nothing. Number two, this is in service to Donald Trump. They realize Trump lost in 2020, and he lost significantly in the electoral vote and the popular vote. Now, of course, because of the way this works, it came down to 102,000 votes in 3 states, but they recognize the starting point is that 2024 is a rematch of a race that Trump lost in 2020. Since then, Trump's approval has come down. He's been charged with 91 felony counts in 4 criminal indictments. He's been found civilly liable for rape. It's not great when you start with having lost 4 years ago, and now it's the same race being run back with the same candidate. So this is also in service to Trump. If we can find something, or at least make it seem like we're getting close to potentially finding a piece of something when it comes to Joe Biden, they try to even the playing field when it comes to Trump and Biden, even though you really can't do it when you look at the facts. And number 3, there is an egocentric element to this as well, where people like James Comer, who insists he's not looking for attention, is regularly holding hearings that go nowhere and appearing on Fox News and Newsmax and who knows wherever else, making the same vague, unsubstantiated proclamations in order to get attention and to make it appear as though he is doing something to make himself worthy of re-election in November. Because remember, every member of the House is up every 2 years. I believe James Comer's seat is almost certainly safe, but also there's a personal stake that he has in this. So nice job by Jamie Raskin. There's, another month has gone by and they still have no specific high crime, misdemeanor, or criminal act that they can point to. We all know how tough it can be to find a pair of jeans that fits right and looks good. You spend hours at the mall, weeks shipping stuff back and forth online trying to find something. Meet The Perfect Jean. Our sponsor, The Perfect Jean, makes great-looking, perfect-fitting jeans that are as comfortable as sweatpants. I wear these myself. They really are that comfortable. My Perfect Jeans are my favorite pair of jeans right now. The secret is a special denim fabric that is super soft and has the perfect amount of stretch so you can squat, do yoga, just sit around without wanting to take them off. They come in 6 different fits, whether you're looking for big, tall, skinny, short. The Perfect Jean has sizes you won't find on most other websites. And The Perfect Jean is giving my audience 15% off your first order, plus free shipping. Go to theperfectjean.nyc and use code PACMAN15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them I sent you. The link is down below.